Round 2 of our Top 50 Mariners Moments tournament kicks off coming up. Colby, hit it.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Ahoy, sailors. It is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. You're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. My name is Tiny Gonzalez, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Colby Patnode. We're two lifelong Mariners fans who've been covering the team for over half a decade, and today we'll be going over the round 1 results of our Top 50 Mariners Moments tournament, previewing the matchups for round 2. But before we do, I want to shout out our title sponsor today, MLB The Show 26. Visit MLBTheShow.com/locked on and use the promo code locked on. That's LOCKEDON to unlock a pack for use in Diamond Dynasty. Pre-order now, available March 17th on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. So Colby, the round 1 matchups in our Top 50 Mariners Moments tournament were mostly non-competitive. One side pulled away in most of these matchups, except for obviously the heavyweight bout between Victor Robles' Superman catch and Felix Hernandez's final game, which was tied as deep into the voting process as I believe 834 votes. I think we wound up with a little over 900 when it was all said and done. And when it was all said and done, we did finally get a winner in that matchup by a whopping, I believe, 11 votes, correct?
Yeah, 11 or 12. Yeah, it was extremely close. We had over 900 votes cast, 902 to be exact. And the winner of the matchup, we did not get the tie, which, probably would have been more fun, but what are you going to do?
I was ready for the tie.
Yeah, the winner by just over 1% is Felix Hernandez. So rightfully so, the king is on to round 2. That is both backed by me and, of course, Gary Hill. Not that you guys heard that. But yeah, me and Gary, the winning side of this one. I wish he would have been the tiebreaker. That would have been an extra little sweet moment of him having to go against Ty. But Felix won again by 11 or 12 votes out of 902 cast, and this thing was tied with over 800 votes cast. I don't think I ever saw one side get more than 1.5 to 2% in the lead. And sometimes Robles catch was up by, for a day or two, and then Felix would come back and he'd take the lead, and it was just bouncing back and forth. So this will be the closest matchup we have, maybe ever. If we do more of these brackets, certainly in this tournament, I can't imagine we're going to get a 50-50 split, which is essentially what this was in any of the upcoming matchups. And it's not that we don't have good matchups upcoming. It's just that this is insane.
There might be some tough ones the later on we get into the tournament.
But I still feel like we're going to see a lot of 55-45s, which is reasonably close, but it's not, it's not this. And we did have a couple, 56-44s, and I think we had one 55.8 to 44.2 or something like that in round 1. So we had some other reasonably close matchups. Most of them ended up being about 65-35. There were a couple of 80-20s. I think one 90-10, which, as you would expect in any bracket, some of the better moments, ran away with things. Right. But yeah, I was worried we would end up with a bunch of 70-30s. And the fact that we got one that was extremely close and a couple others that were, in the ballpark within 50 votes or so out of 900 was nice to see. And it was fun to track. And I was sending Ty updates about this particular race for, since day one, or really, because it was.
I'd probably get 2 or 3 texts every single day about Robles is up by 3 votes. Oh, Felix is up by 6 votes now.
Yeah, I think the highest total I've ever saw one side be up by is the final total, which was only 11 out of 900. Yeah. So really was a crazy, first round for that matchup in particular. But we're ready to announce round 2. And before we do that, we got to tell you who won in round 1.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into it. So outside of Felix's last game, who else is moving on to round 2?
Yeah. So matchup 1, we had the 2 Julio home run derbies. This one was a blowout. Julio's home run derby in Seattle won with 81.2% of the votes.
Wow.
So,
wow. I'm surprised it was that much. Like, I'm not surprised that it moved on, but I'm surprised that it was that large of a gap.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think it's the right winner, but I thought that would be one of the more 70-30 type of matchups. But yeah. Anyways, matchup number 2, we had reasonably close, I think, considering Carlos Guillén's squeeze bunt versus Griffey and Ichiro being carried off the field. And Guillén's squeeze bunt did win, but it only, air quotes, garnered 61.8% of the vote. So,
I mean, relative to some of these matchups, that's pretty close.
Right. And I mean, considering that one of these was just a cool moment and the other one literally advanced the team to an ALCS, it goes to my point that the 2000 Mariners team is vastly underrated by the fan base.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, Carlos moves on. Matchup number 3 here. This one kind of fell in line with what most of these matches ended up being. It basically 2/3 majority. Luis Sojo's Little League Grand Slam versus Mitch Haniger's What a Night game. Tough draw for Haniger, certainly, but this one was 67-33. So, but yeah,
that's 6-7. You say?
Yeah, this one is pretty much in line with how most of the matchups ended up going. But yeah, tough draw for Mitch Haniger. But
I know Atticus in the comments on YouTube is going to be very excited about the number there.
Yeah. Anyways, matchup number 4, we had another blowout. This one's not surprised. I honestly am surprised that this one was this close, and it was 87-13. And I'm surprised it was that close. Mike Cameron's 4-homer game versus the inaugural game of 1977. So, yeah, honestly, I mean, for the 13% of people who voted, I mean, good for you. Like, that is.
I wonder how many of the people that voted on that actually saw the inaugural game.
I'm going to guess not many.
Yeah, just based off of our demographic stats on YouTube.
I couldn't find a clip of that game on YouTube to put in my video. I had to put in a still shot of Dave Niehaus just calling the first pitch. And it was just the audio. There was no video with it. So that's how hard it was to find. And as we've talked about with Gary and all, like the 70s and early 80s Mariners, not a lot of great memories there. So anyways, matchup number 5. This one started as a blowout. It still technically is. It's a 60-40 matchup here between Griffey's home run that hit the warehouse and the home run derby in Baltimore versus Mike Blowers predicting the home run. Blowers will move on. Minor upset here.
Nice.
Just based on seeding, it's an upset. But again, seeding was based on trying to get good matchups, not what was actually the best. So yeah, Blowers moves on 60-40 over Griffey in the home run derby. Matchup number 6, we have here a 72-28 matchup. Mariners clinch the West in 2025 versus Griffey hitting 8 homers in 8 straight games. The Mariners clinching the West wins that one. A little bit of recency bias, but I think it's the right call. But
yeah, that was so hard for a multitude of reasons, though, because one, like Griffey hitting 8, it's a moment, but it's like an extended moment over a period of time, and then obviously going up against the most recent division title, everything involved with that, like.
I bet most people don't remember much about anything about the game that clinched the division for the Mariners in 2025, though. Anyways, so yeah, that one was about 70-30. Mariners clinch, moves on. Matchup 7, another blowout here. 78-22. Leo Rivas game tying single, not double. In game 5 of the ALDS that beats out Ichiro Seize the Moment speech. So there you go. No real surprises there. In one of our closer matchups, though, in matchup 8, we have Griffey Jr. breaks his wrist versus Ichiro's Spider-Man catch, and Jr. breaking his wrist catch moves on 57-43.
Okay.
So pretty close matchup there, all things considered. Moving on, number 9, halfway done. Griffey against Barfield versus Cameron against Jeter, the home run robberies. This one was a 65-35 split for going for Griffey. So a little bit surprised by that one, actually.
Ooh.
I thought that would be closer. Griffey's catch better, but I just, a little more recent, the Mike Cameron thing, but whatever. Not all that surprised by who won. A little bit surprised by the result or the margin. Matchup number 10, we have a battle of the no-hitters. We have James Paxton versus Randy Johnson. Unfortunately for Utah, this was 75-25 in favor of Randy Johnson.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Paxton no-hitter for most people, for most Mariners fans, is probably like, oh, yeah, that was cool. But like, for me, it was 2 days after my wedding. I got to go, see it in person. Like, that one's like special for me.
If it makes you feel any better, Ty, James wasn't getting around 3. You'll find out why here in a second when you see who Randy is going up against. But yeah, I think that one's just kind of name like, oh, Randy Johnson. Yeah, that has to be better. It's like,
right.
Anyways,
Sure.
We have a 77-23 matchup here. Mariners clinched in 2001. The Cameron McLemore holding the flag thing. That's going to be a statue out there versus Dave Niehouse's first pitch at Safeco Field to open up, christen the ballpark. So no real surprises there. 15-50 matchup. A little disrespectful to the 2001 All-Star game that this matchup was only 73-27. But the 2001 All-Star game does move on. It defeats Lenny Randall.
As it should. Yeah.
Yes. Then we have the Felix Robles matchup. Again, 11 votes separates that one. Felix advances. And then probably our next closest matchup, which really this gap closed. I mean, there was a swing of about 10 points towards the last couple of days. It just wasn't enough to overcome. Ichiro's inside the park home run in the All-Star game beats out Lou Pinella's ejections 55-45. So that one really, the gap really closed on that one in the last couple of days.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Then we have another battle of no-hitters, Iwakuma versus Bosio. Iwakuma wins 74% of that vote. Another blowout here. We have Ichiro's walk-off versus Ken Griffey Jr.'s old-time religion call. 86-14. Ichiro moves on. You have 74-26 here. Cal wins the Derby, beats the Demo Grand Slam against the Astros. And then finally, we have a 64-36 matchup here, technically 63-37. Jay Buhner's catch into the bullpens at Fenway beats Ken Griffey Jr.'s robbery of Luis Gonzalez at Old Tiger Stadium. So there you go. There's all the matchups from round one. Again, only a couple that were reasonably close and one that was stupidly close.
Yeah, and not really any surprises.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, we're going to find out who all these moments are going to face in round 2 of our Top 50 Mariners Moments Tournament in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by FanDuel and Indeed. College basketball is nonstop. I'm talking big games, tight spreads, and momentum swings every single night. From early tip-offs to late-night West Coast shootouts, there's always action on the board. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger potential wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. You can build any college hoops parlay you want, rivalry games, ranked matchups, you name it. You can mix spreads, totals, and player props to match how you see the slate playing out. Then you can apply the profit boost and instantly bump up the potential payout. So go safe, go bold, ride with the team you've been following all season. It's your parlay, your style, now with more upside behind it. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel, play your game. Hiring isn't just about finding someone willing to take the job. It's about finding the right person with the right background who can actually help your business move forward. And if you want candidates who match what you're looking for, Indeed Sponsored Jobs is the move. Because instead of hoping the right person stumbles across your post, Indeed helps you match with quality candidates by boosting your job listing to the people who fit your specific criteria, like skills, certifications, and location. If I were hiring, I wouldn't just want someone who can help. I'd want someone with real experience who can jump right in. That's what I like about Indeed. You can get specific and target exactly what you need. It saves time because you're spending less energy sorting through mismatches. And with sponsored jobs, your post gets seen by candidates who are actually a fit. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help you get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring. Do it the right way with Indeed. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you so much for making us your first listen for all things Mariners. And also thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. Baseball is back, and you can lock in by joining the Everydayer Club, which gets you ad-free episodes and access to our group chat on Discord. Go to lockedonmariners.supercast.com or tap the link in the description to learn more. And in the description, you can also find the link to vote for round 2 of our top 50 Mariners moments. We're going to go over these matchups now. We got 16 of them. It was 18 in round 1, 16 this time around. That's just kind of how it all works, right? Because we did a weird number, right? Typically brackets, tournaments don't have 50 exactly on the dot entrance, but it's the 50th anniversary. We wanted to do 50 moments, right? We didn't want to do 51 or 54 or 64 like in the NCAA tournament. So all right, matchup 1, it's the double versus Julio's home run derby in Seattle.
90-10 minimum.
Yeah, minimum. Yeah, I was gonna say this is probably gonna be like 95-5.
I think there'll be like a small group of people who are just like, no, Julio is actually better.
Yeah, I know some of you are professional contrarians, so sure.
Like it's not going to be a shutout, but it probably should be.
Yeah.
The double, I think we know, is going to coast to at least the Final Four before it faces a real challenge. But that's why it was the #1 overall seed. So,
have you guys ever heard of the 1995 Seattle Mariners? Let me tell you about it.
If you haven't, go talk to any baseball fan who was born before like 1980, and they'll tell you all about it for 6 hours.
Our second matchup is Luis Sojo's Little League Grand Slam against Carlos Guillén's squeeze bunt to advance to the ALCS. I don't remember, what did Gary pick in this matchup?
Pick Sojo.
Yeah.
I feel like the 95 team is overrepresented. The 2000 team is woefully, undervalued, underappreciated. My guess is that Sojo is going to win the day here because, again, the 95 thing is just really hard to overcome. But, the Guillén bunt took them to at the time, their second ALCS. And so it was Ricky Henderson was on that team. It was A-Rod's last year. They had Cameron's first year without Griffey, and they still managed to survive and advance all the way to the ALCS. Sojo's Little League Grand Slam probably wins. And I mean, that's a good winner. I'm not complaining or anything. I feel like that 2000 team continues to get overlooked, and I think this moment will be overlooked. My hunch is that this is probably like a 70-30 type of thing, but I think it should be closer to a 50-50.
Sure. Our third matchup is Edgar's Game 4 Grand Slam versus the Yankees in the 1995 ALDS.
Oh, look, another 95 moment. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Versus Mike Blowers predicting Tuiasosopo's home run in Toronto.
This could be a Cinderella move. I mean, it's going to be very hard for anybody to beat a 95 moment, but like Blowers predicting the home run was...
Edgar's Game 4 Grand Slam is definitely like, of all the iconic moments from 95, it's definitely like the most forgotten. It's either that or Sojo's Little League Grand Slam. It's definitely it's not the moment that like everyone like first like goes to, or even like maybe it's like the second moment that they go to. Yeah.
They go to Joey Cora's bunt single, which didn't make our top 50 moments list because, again, how many 95 moments can you have? And also, isn't that kind of incorporated into the double?
Yeah.
You know, like, so anyways.
I still think Edgar will win here. And that would be my pick as well. Plus the call. The call is great.
Sure. Get out the right bread and mustard.
Yeah. Yeah. Quintessential Dave there. So our fourth matchup is Edgar getting inducted to the Hall of Fame versus Mike Cameron's 4 home run game. Oof. That's pretty good. So obviously Cammy's 4 home run game is near and dear to my heart. Cammy was my favorite Mariner growing up, and then he hits 4 home runs the day after my birthday. That was pretty cool. But Edgar getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, we talked about this with Gary yesterday, like, or at least I think we talked about this with Gary yesterday, like just the overall moments of finally getting Edgar into the Hall after the huge campaign that the Mariners ran for it, after all the discourse about the value of DHs and all that, for him to, finally overcome in his final year on the ballot, all that, to actually get into the Hall of Fame. Like, that was, it's so cool.
Yeah. It was a group effort, from the team to the fans to some very dedicated writers and all of that. So just kind of a great moment for the Mariners, and kind of a, like, we will be respected, we will be heard type of moment. And just more importantly, arguably, the most important player in franchise history finally gets his due is something that, it's going to be hard for Cammy to beat. But I think this probably ends up being like a 65-35 matchup, because I think there will be some people who are like, oh, well, Edgar's that's not an on the field moment, blah, 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 blah. Sure. And, there's like, 800 Hall of Famers, but there's only like 20 dudes who have hit 4 home, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, whatever.
Sure. Yeah. I would go Edgar here. Our fifth matchup, Gino's Game 5 Grand Slam, obviously in the ALCS, versus the Mariners winning the AL West in 2025. So
it's the Grand Slam.
It's the Grand Slam, though. Like, the clinching the AL West, I definitely don't think the voters are looking at that as like specifically the Rockies game. It's more just like the accomplishment of winning the division for the first time in 24 years. So
yeah, how many times have the Mariners been 1 win away from going to the World Series? Twice on back-to-back days. And what actually set that up? Gino. The Grand Slam. Yeah. This should be like a 90-10. I think it's going to be like 65-35.
Yeah. It's obviously like the correct answer here is Gino's Grand Slam. I think it should be like 70-30 at worst, frankly. Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. Our sixth matchup is the Mariners winning their 116th game in 2001 versus Leo Rivas's game tying single in Game 5 of the ALDS.
That one's got some sneaky upset potential.
Recency bias, man. I think this might be the one where recency bias takes over.
Well, I mean, not to mention, like, you win the 116th game, cool. You didn't win 117. You didn't win the World Series. You didn't even go to the World Series. And it's like, is there a big difference between 116 and 115 at the end of the day? If Leo Rivas doesn't get that hit, are the Mariners even in the ALCS? Probably not. No. So, and then, like you said, the recency bias is a very real thing. So
I think I would also vote for Rivas's single here.
I think I would still vote for
winning 116 games is insane.
I mean, plus the beauty of it is you strike out A-Rod to get the final out of the 160.
We're talking also about very specifically that moment.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like an OG like chills moment before Jerry, like way before Jerry's time. That's chills though.
That's a tough one. It's a tough draw for the 116 win, who got a bye week out of this, and then they have to face one of the bigger moments in recent Mariners history, and also just one of the biggest moments. I
think recency bias is taking my brain over a little bit as well.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, look, that hit helped you get to the ALCS, and the 116th win ultimately didn't do anything. Like, it didn't win you the World Series. You'd already clinched the division. Like, but it's 116. It's a major league record. No team has won more baseball games in the regular season than the Seattle Mariners. So yeah, that's going to be a tough one. I think I would vote for the 116, but I think this is going to be close. I think this has the potential to be a, 55-45, maybe close to a 50-50. Again, we're not going to get another Felix Robles, but this one I think is going to be within 15 percentage points of each other.
Yeah. All right. Our seventh matchup, this one should be pretty straightforward, as cool as the second option is here. But it's Jorge Polanco's walk-off in Game 5 of the ALDS against King Griffey Jr. robbing Jesse Barfield in Yankee Stadium. Cool play, but for all the reasons that we just talked about with Rivas's single, that all applies even more so to Jorge here.
One's a regular season in June at Yankee Stadium for a not good Mariners team. The other one is literally to advance to the ALCS. So,
yeah.
Although I don't see that many people, doing backflips over Guillén's bunt to do the exact same thing, but whatever. So
sure.
Yeah. Griffey's catch might be the best play in Mariners history, like just skill wise. But obviously Polo's, walk-off should probably win this one. I mean, it will win this one, but it should probably win it like 80-20 or higher, I would think.
Our eighth matchup is a banger. Couple of Griffey moments.
Mm-hmm.
Father and son going back-to-back against Griffey breaking his wrist.
Yeah, father and son.
Yeah. But I think it'll actually wind up being pretty close.
It shouldn't be, but I think it probably will. I think this is one of those that's closer to a 60-40 matchup at the end of the day.
Probably,
but it should be something like 75-25.
I could see it starting at like 55-45 for a little while and then finishing up around 60-40, 65-35.
Sure. I mean, it's like Gary said yesterday, it's fathers and son playing with each other is weird enough. Fathers and sons,
it's not going to happen.
Being in the lineup, hitting back to back, and then also happen like all the things that have to happen for that moment. It's never happened. It's happened once. It's the Griffeys. They were wearing Mariners uniforms. It's awesome. So like that's why I got the bye week. That's why I fought for that to be in the top 14. Like it's a really cool moment, not just in Mariners history, but in baseball history, because baseball is, not to get all heteronormative, blah, 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 but like fathers and sons, baseball, like they just kind of go hand in hand. And again, that's not to, say anything about anybody else's experience, but like, that's just kind of the romanticism of it. It's a fathers and sons game. Even though baseball is for everybody. I want to be very clear about that.
That's right.
But just the symmetry of it. It should be the Griffeys going back to back, no question.
All right, we're halfway through the round 2 matchups. We'll get into the other half in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is once again brought to you by MLB The Show 26. Today, I'm thrilled to be talking about our sponsor, MLB The Show 26. The greatest game in baseball is back with its newest installment. And let me tell you, baseball fans are going to have a hard time pulling themselves away from this game. Me personally, I can't wait to fire up franchise mode and take the Mariners all the way this year. I mean, I'm going to get Julio that MVP. I'm going to get revenge on the Blue Jays. It is going to be great. Heck, maybe I'll even use some of your trade ideas from Fan Fiction Friday along the way. But listen, if you're a gamer, a baseball fan, or just want to enjoy America's favorite pastime in a new, exciting way, you are going to love MLB The Show 26. Play as your favorite team and franchise players and see if you have what it takes to win your own World Series. Visit MLBtheshow.com/lockedon and use the promo code LOCKEDON, that's LOCKEDON, to unlock a pack for use in Diamond Dynasty. Internet connection required. Pre-order now. Available March 17th on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. As always, if you want to hear from me and Colby even more and help support the show, we have a Patreon. It's called Control the Zone. On there, we talk Mariners, Seahawks, all that good stuff. For more information, go to patreon.com/Control the Zone. Link in the description of this episode. All right, so getting back into these round 2 matchups for our top 50 Mariners Moments tournament. Our 9th matchup is the drought ender by Cal Raleigh against Randy Johnson's no-hitter. 95-5.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's
again, I know we got some professional contrarians out there, but I mean, come on. Like this is not even a debate.
No, it's the rainmaker. It's the drought ender. You know,
Yeah.
It's 21 years.
It's one of like 3 moments in sports that have made me actually cry. Like,
yeah, it's what was it? The number 2 overall seed, I believe, for us.
yeah,
Maybe some of that is a little bit of recency bias that it was as high as number 2, but it is undoubtedly one of the top 5 moments in Mariners history. And
I mean, you know, it's like I think it might. I think that's the right seed for it. I think it goes the double, and then it goes Cal ending the drought. Like,
sure.
I think those are the 2 most iconic moments in Mariners history.
Sure. I think that's fair, and maybe a little sad that one of them is literally just to, into 22-year playoff drought. But but that's the history that we have to deal with.
That's the history. That's the history. Yeah.
So yeah, this should be 95-5. I mean, again, no disrespect to Randy, but nah, not close.
Yeah, it's just
you're the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah,
somebody had to be the sacrificial lamb to the double and to the rainmaker home run and a couple of these matchups. That's just the short straw you drew. And by the way, keep in mind, I didn't set up any of these matchups specifically with the idea of like, this is what it's going to look like in round 2. I only focused on round 1. So if there are some good matchups or some really bad matchups, just know they were purely accidental. I don't know. Maybe when we get to the Sweet 16, we'll reseed, but I think we just kind of let the bracket play out as it is, and this is just how it happened to fall. So tough luck, but I don't think there was really any moment that was going to have a chance against the rainmaker. Yeah.
All right, our 10th matchup is the 2001 All-Star Game against the Mariners clinching the AL West in 2001. The Mike Cameron and Mark McLemore holding the American flag, all that. This is going to be close. I think this is going to be a close one for me. It's absolutely the 2001 All-Star Game, though. Again, like I said, when we did the round 1 episode, like it's my favorite baseball game, just like my favorite just thing in baseball ever. Like I think the 2001 All-Star Game, really, if I can pinpoint a moment where I fell in love with baseball, that was it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it should be the All-Star Game. Will it be? I don't know. I don't know. All-Star games, kind of, are they team-specific moments? Like, besides the fact that it happened in your ballpark, this one was, and it was such a good, baseball game and All-Star game in general, and so many memorable moments from it. It was the year the Mariners won 116, so it just really put a capper on that whole season. So. I would vote for it as well, but Mariners clinch a division title. They seem to do very well in these polls since it's only happened a handful of times. So we'll see how that one goes, but I would vote All-Star Game as well. But I think that one should be pretty close. It's one of the better matchups in round 2.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Our 11th matchup is the Mariners clinching their first division title ever in 1995 versus Ichiro's inside the park homer in 2007 in the All-Star Game.
90-10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, 95 automatically gets like a 20-point boost.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
By the way, if you think I'm not going to campaign hard for any moment but a 95 moment to win this bracket, you're crazy. It's time to step aside, old timers. There's a new era of Mariners baseball, and it's better. Got to
we got
winning 77 games this year.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Our 12th matchup is Ichiro setting the hit record versus Felix's last start.
Ooh,
I think Felix's last start is moving.
Might be the.
I think it's moving on again. Yeah,
I think it might, like, Felix's final start might be like so emotionally like important to people that it could make like a deep run into this thing because Ichiro hit record insane, but it happened for a bad Mariners team. And, I think Felix's final start is going to pull at the heartstrings. It's also, it happened 6 years ago, but there's still some recency bias baked into it. Ichiro's hit record was 22 years ago. Like, it's not as fresh in people's minds. But, I mean, this is Felix versus Ichiro now. These are two of the most beloved players in franchise history. So this one has the potential to be kind of a back and forth, maybe hovering around, 50-50 type of thing. But I do think Felix's final start ends up winning it. But this one could be close. This might be the closest matchup in round 2. Because honestly, I don't know where I would stand on this. So...
I remember the night, like I remember watching when Ichiro set the hit record. It was really cool. I don't think like as a kid that I appreciated it nearly as much as I should have.
Is it George Sisler's daughter in the same granddaughter?
Yeah. He went over and hugged her and all that. I remember that. They were wearing the navy jerseys that basically looked black at the time. It was really cool. But Felix's final start, man, that's a different animal right there. So yeah.
There's another match. There's another matchup coming up that I think will also be I think we might have 4 legitimate matchups that were within 10 points of each other.
Yeah, the 14th matchup is crazy.
Yeah, I think there will be 4 matchups that we will be within 8 to 12 points of each other, which based on round 1 are absolute nail biters, but based on the Felix versus Victor thing, kind of lame. But this one could be close. This one could be very close.
I think the 14th matchup might be another 50-50 split for a while. Okay. Yeah.
We'll get to it, but first we have to get through this absolute blowout that's about to happen in matchup 13.
Yeah, the 13th matchup is Felix's perfect game versus Kuma's no-hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a perfect game versus Kuma. A no-hitter.
Yeah. I love Kuma. He's one of the most underrated players in franchise history.
Yes.
No-hitter versus perfect game. Nothing else matters. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's Felix's perfect game. This should be like another like 95-5.
Yeah.
Again, I know we got professional contrarians out there, so I'm sure some of you will vote for Kuma's no-hitter.
I might just delete your bracket if you do, because clearly you're not taking this seriously.
Sure. I'm going to assume the people that vote for Kuma's no-hitter are also going to vote for Randy's no-hitter against Cal's trout-hitter. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, the 14th matchup. This is the banger of round 2. Like the banger. Right. It's Ichiro's Star Wars throw versus Ichiro walking off Mariano. I don't even know. I think it's the throw. I think it's the Star Wars throw. Gary made a real good point yesterday that it's like it's the moment where it was like, oh, Ichiro's like he's arrived.
This dude is a dude. Capital D dude.
He's an absolute freak. I think it has to be the throw, but
a couple Hall of Famers going off against each other. Like,
I think if a matchup is going to throw haymakers like the Victor and Felix matchup did, like this is going to be it.
It'll be interesting to see because I've always maintained that like the Ichiro throw is like one of my favorite plays, and I feel like I don't see that with other people. Like it's not something that they have front of mind when you're like, hey, what are some great Mariner moments? And this was the 14 seed, Ichiro's throw. So this was the last team that got a bye week, and the last seed that got a bye week. So we'll see how it goes. Again, 2 Ichiro moments, 2 iconic Ichiro moments going head to head against each other, purely accidental. I think this is a good one. I would vote for the throw, but I think this is going to be a real matchup here. Watch it end up being 80-20. In either direction. But I think this one should be, close to 50-50. And by that, I mean like 55-45, give or take.
Yeah. 15th matchup. We don't even need to talk about this. It's the comeback game in game 2. This is ALDS game 2. It was the wild
sorry.
Round,
well, I'll change it before people vote so I don't end up with that weird
Sure. Yeah. But it's the comeback win in Toronto, game 2 of the wild card in 2022 versus Jay Buhner's leaping catch at Fenway. 95-5.
Yeah, Buhner's leaping catch, 95-5. They were going to win game 3 anyways.
Colby's so jealous that I was at that game.
I'm not jealous. I just hate how much you talk about it. You're like, hey, Gary, I'm surprised you didn't ask him yesterday.
Sure.
Anyways, yeah. That one.
I mean, there's some more recent playoff memories in Toronto that I don't want to relive. So
that's why I thought for sure you would mention it. But yeah. Anyways, I think we know how that one's going to end. Yeah. Last up,
16th matchup. Cal hits his 60th homer versus Cal winning the home run derby.
I'm going to take Cal.
I'm going to take Cal in this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked at how these matchups will line up in round 3, but I can guarantee you Cal's 60th homer will be matched up with somebody in round 3 because I believe the way I've written this out is that next round, which will be next week, next Tuesday probably, we'll close the voting on this on Monday morning, by the way. So you get one less day. We had to bump this for Gary, so. But I also don't think we'll get 900 votes again, but maybe we'll get more. Who knows? I believe, Ty, that where this is setting up, though, would be if both of these moments advance, which we expect them to, little sneak preview of round 3. The comeback win versus Cal hitting 60. Another dagger to the heart of Ty Dane Gonzalez. We'll get there when we get there, though. We got to avoid the upsets first, but there you go.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm curious to see if Felix's perfect game would face off against what was it, his final start.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The way again, we could reseed if we want. Get to the 16. We could reseed to try and get some really good matchups.
Yeah, if we want to be a little sneaky guys about it.
Yep, or we could just let the bracket play out the way it was set up.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll talk about it, but I do kind of want to hurt you with that comeback versus Cal hitting 60. That's the natural matchup. I mean, I tore out your heart with the Felix and Robles one. I have a chance to do it again in round 3. Like that one sucks. The Felix and the Robles one was intentional. The Cal versus the comeback one would be purely accidental. But I don't know. I'll have to look at the bracket, see how things would actually line up, but I haven't looked that far ahead yet. So anyways, you guys can vote now.
Yep.
Should I limit voting to 1 per person? Because I didn't do that last time, and I'm worried that there might have been some. But also, like, how worried can I be? You know, and plus, how can I prove that you only voted once if we're not collecting email addresses? You know.
True. I mean, you can just make a burner email and vote on that. So
whatever. If you guys care that much, go for it. I don't care that much. So.
Yeah. Whatever.
But go ahead and vote, guys.
It's not that serious of a thing.
No. Voting will close on Monday morning whenever I wake up on Monday morning.
Again, it's not that serious of a thing.
No, it's not that serious. It's not that scientific of a thing. It's content, baby. It's content. So
That's right.
Anyways, thanks for everybody who voted in round 1. Enjoy round 2. I think going forward, the episodes will not be lasting the entire next week. We'll only have 8 matchups to break down, so I don't think we'll have to spend the entire show on it. So it'll probably be 2 segments on a Tuesday or something like that.
Yeah.
But,
And then speaking of things that you guys have voted on, we're going to be going over the results of the Mariners fans survey that we did over the course of last month. We're going to do that tomorrow. All right, that's going to do it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And once again, if you never miss an episode, it's time to make it official. Join the Locked On Everydayer Club and get ad-free audio access to our members-only Discord and more, all built for our most loyal fans. For Colby Patnode, I'm Ty Dane Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at @LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Ty Dane Gonzalez and Colby at CPAT11. That's CPAT11. We're also on Blue Sky. You can follow me at TDG, Colby at MLB Colby, and the show at Locked On Mariners. You can also find us on Instagram at Locked On Mariners. Have yourself a beautiful baseball day, and we'll see you next time. Peace.